I absolutely agree that the school reform debates have become incredibly polarized and divisive. And I actually think that that there aren't a lot of people, if any people, that sort of sit on the extremes. That sort of, all of the conversations that are happening are like, well, people like Michelle Rhee, you're anti-union, you're anti-teacher, you only want charter schools, when actually none of that is true. And that's part of the reason why we held these town hall meetings, so that people could ask us questions directly and say, are you trying to privatize public schools? And I would say, no, I'm not. In fact, I'm a huge proponent of public schools. That's why I ran a public school district. That's why I do the work that I do every day. Do I think that there is a role for charter schools, for vouchers for low-income kids? Sure, I do. But I don't think that either of those are the end-all, be-all solution to the problems and challenges that we face today. The answer is somewhere in the middle. Same thing is true of things like standardized testing. Do I think standardized testing is important? Yes, I do. Do I think that we have a problem with the overemphasis on standardized testing? Yes, absolutely. And so the answer, again, is somewhere in the middle. Should we have standardized tests? Yes. Should we make sure that those things are put in context and that we are not creating environments in schools where people believe that those are the ends in themselves instead of a means to an end? Yes, we have to do that. We have to emphasize having more of a focus on what's important, which is kids learning, not the standardized tests. And so again, the answers are oftentimes in the middle, but that's not where the conversations are happening. And hopefully, as we do more of these teacher town halls across the country, we can have more of those conversations in the middle, which I believe are much more substantive.
Oh my God, that's a great question. That is really a great question. And I think that it is very true. One of the things that I say is that I wish all of those who have something to bring to the table all would come to the table. One of the things that we are doing with the teacher town hall is to try to begin to get all of the different factions to talk with each other. Sometimes people ask me, why do you work with Michelle Rhee? Well, here's a clear example. Folks are aware that sometimes in DC, Michelle Rhee and I had some clashes. But I believe that all of us who are committed to children, that you cannot allow your differences on some issues keep you from working with someone in a positive manner on other issues. And I agree that it appears as though in the education reform movement is either you have to be in a given box or you be in nobody's box, which I think is a negative. If you're a union leader, you got to think the way all union leaders think. If you are anti-reform, you got to be in the anti-reform box. I think we all got to get out of that box and meet in the center somewhere and talk about where are those grounds that we can meet and do the best thing for children.
I absolutely believe that we can bridge the chasm. We just have to find a way for everybody who's in the conversation to feel like they got what they wanted out of the deal. And so what that means is that those of us who want ed reform so that children can have access to quality education need to have it. Those people who want to make sure they get to keep their jobs for as long as they want them have to find a way to do that, and on and on. And then I have a bridge to sell you. Here's the deal. There's going to be some losers in this. There are going to be some people who are not going to get what they want. But as long as those people are not the children, then we're all going to win.